Directly across the ring, fighting out of the red corner to my right. Wearing white trunks with silver and green lettering. His record, impressive. 5 wins against just 3 defeats. Tonight, he makes his first appearance back in the ring in over a year. From Fall River, Massachusetts, Kyle Clutch Cusick. 6 rounds, super welterweights.
So here we go, Kyle Cusick in the solid white trunks, fighting out of the red corner to our left.
I'm interested to know if Kyle's ever been the taller man in there. Maybe against Johnny Kim, they might have been the same height. But, you know, Kyle's going to enjoy a significant height and reach advantage tonight. And you see Kyle coming right at him. Kyle's got a vicious body attack. That's how he's, you know, beating Jay Gregory and some of his other opponents. He's very, very vicious to the body and keeps it going. Kyle, not necessarily a one-punch knockout artist, but he's very accumulative. And you'll notice some things from Buitrago. Like I said, 59 professional fights. This man knows how to box. He's been in there with some really good boxers. Like I said, his last 29 opponents, all with winning records. So he's crafty, and he's got some decent hand speed. Kyle's got to come right at him and stay on top of him. And Kyle makes a good point. Sometimes these guys, you know, these journeymen, they see somebody like Kyle started his career late. He's a little bit older himself, and they might think to themselves, "Hey, this is my opportunity. You know, this is where I'm going to get my first W. You know, this is where I'm going to be the upset specialist tonight." And you know, Kyle, he never lets that happen. He comes right at these guys. Good left hook by Kyle right there. Nice tight punches. You see Kyle going for that body. Buitrago's doing a good job of, you know, moving his head, getting just out of the way.
For Cusick, an overall record of 5-3. Has not fought in about 14 months.
And, you know, that 14-month layoff, it's going to have a little effect on Kyle. You know, Kyle's almost 40 years old now. You know, he's a young 40, I would say, but still, you know, the age and a little bit of the ring rust is, you know, it's all going to play factors, but he looks great so far. He's definitely winning round 1. Please don't get mad at me, Kyle, for mentioning your age. You see Buitrago right now. He's building a little bit of confidence. You know, he feels pretty good about himself right now this first round. Kyle's definitely won it, but these kinds of guys, you know, you gotta really push that door open for them. You gotta let them know that they shouldn't be in here with you. Buitrago with a nice counter right hand right there. Kyle's got to get that left hand back a little bit tighter. Kyle really has to swarm his opponent. He's got to stay on top of him, and he's got to use his body. I mean, he's got a significant height and reach and just a size advantage on this guy. He's got to make it ugly and lean on Buitrago.
You obviously had Kyle Cusick for the beginning of his professional career here for Boston Boxing Promotions. What do you think has changed and he's improved on since the time that he went to the PAL?
What are you trying to say? I wasn't good enough for him? I'm just joking.
I'm just
joking.
I'm interested to see the perspective.
No, listen.
Of
every trainer gives different attributes. Libby Medeiros is a fantastic coach. He was my coach. He was mostly everybody's coach starting off. If you lived in Fall River, you started with Libby. You know what I mean? Libby's the GOAT. So all respect to him. And again, started off with Kyle Cusick. So Kyle actually learned, you know, his tutelage is from Libby. I had Kyle after his 8-9 year layoff from boxing. You know what I mean? He came to me. You know, I added a few niches to his game and just, you know, tightened a few things up. And, you know, we had a lot of success. We went 2-1 together. But since he's been with Libby, you know, he's done a lot of good things. You know, he's got, you know, Libby. One thing Libby does is he emphasizes on the jab. I think Kyle's jab's definitely improved. And, just staying consistent. And one thing Libby always makes sure is that his fighters are in shape, and Kyle's, consistently been coming in shape. And shout out to Al DeCruz, too, who doesn't get enough credit. Al is, he's the young man in that gym, and he's active, and he's working with Kyle on the pads. He's in there with him actively, and Al's done a really good job keeping Kyle sharp. He looks good. A little bit more head movement, too. It's something I always try to get out of him, and he's doing a better job of it now. But you see here, one thing Kyle is doing, and he's done a lot in his career, is he's reaching. He's reaching. He's really got to get his feet under him. He's got to double up on that jab, shoring up the shots a little bit, and he's got to throw that right hand down the pipe. And I've already heard his corner call out for it a few times. But Kyle has a bad tendency to loop that right hand, and it gets him caught. The only time Kyle's ever really been outboxed and, lost a unanimous decision was against my fighter, Tony Andriozzi. And Tony Andriozzi, similar to Buitrago, but, a little bit on a different level. Tony comes to win, a little bit bigger, a little bit stronger, but awkward. And in the same sense how Buitrago is awkward. You see the way he's moving. He throws awkward shots. He's very crafty. And a guy like that, you can't just sit in front of him. What Kyle's doing right here is what he needs to be doing. He needs to be active, punches and bunches, and really come at him. He might have hurt Buitrago right there.
Yep. And Buitrago just going into the corner.
I don't think Buitrago wants to be here right now. I think he might have hurt him. That was an odd moment. What is Buitrago doing? We stopping this?
And that's it.
That's it. Second round TKO for Kyle Cusick.
A successful return to the ring for Fall River's own Kyle
Got him out of there. I'd love to know what was wrong with Buitrago there.
It was like you said, it was weird. He just kind of stopped in the corner with Cusick 2 feet in front of him.
That was a very bizarre, and I know Kyle's an absolute warrior. Kyle likes big knockouts, or he likes knockdown, drag-out brawls. So he's definitely not happy with the way that ended. It sucks sometimes when you have an opponent in front of you who, I don't know. I mean, maybe Buitrago has an injury, but I can't really tell. You see right here, Kyle's doing what I said. He's applying a lot of pressure.
There.
Yeah, so Kyle came out in the second round. He started, getting ugly with him, applying pressure, going to his body, going right at him. And Buitrago was kind of looking for that way out. Kyle opened that door for him.
So they separated. He goes into the corner.
He did it multiple times.
And that's it.
Yeah, he pretty much told Mills Kelly he didn't want to be in there anymore. So, hey, listen, that's a TKO nonetheless. Kyle Cusick went in there. He did his job. He pressed his opponent. He landed punches and bunches. He made him uncomfortable, and he got his man out of there. So congrats to him. Congrats to the Fall River PAL and his team. That's the second round TKO for Kyle Cusick.
1 minute, 38 seconds of the second round.
And he goes 3-0 on Boston Boxing Promotions Thanksgiving Spectacular shows.
Let's talk a little bit about the Thanksgiving Eve Spectacular. This is in the New England region on the club boxing scene. This is the biggest crowd you're going to see. It's the best atmosphere. It's the best competition. Talk about what makes this specific night of boxing special.
It's amazing. It's Peter Zimmer. Some people have tried to do it. Peter Zimmer does it the best. Boxing Boxing Promotions. Peter, Nick DeSalvio, all those guys. They just they got the formula. It's the biggest travel night of the year. One of the biggest party and drinking nights of the year. And Peter capitalizes on it with great fights, great matchmaking, amazing action, and it's something that I look forward to every single year. It's my favorite show of the year.
It's something that I just recently learned, courtesy of some of my college students down at Stonehill College in Easton, Massachusetts. Today's actually an official holiday.
Really? Thanksgiving Eve?
Thanksgiving Eve. It doesn't go by that name.
What does it go by?
They call it Blackout Wednesday.
Oh, okay.
Blackout Wednesday.
And it's an official holiday. Wow. It feels like a holiday. You know what I mean? That day before Thanksgiving, whether you're partying, whether you're with your family, cooking, whatever it is.
Ladies and gentlemen, the end comes
Especially
at
here.
1 minute, 38 seconds of round number 2. Referee Melissa Kelly calls a halt to this contest. Your winner via TKO. He's back. Kyle Clutch Cusick.
Kyle Clutch Cusick with the Donald Trump dance. Crowd must love it. Kyle goes in there. He gets the second round TKO. He had a game opponent in front of him. He had an opponent with 13 wins, 59 professional boxing matches. Kyle went in there, beat him down, and got him out of there in the second round. regardless if it was a little bizarre or not, got the W. W's a W.